Any second now. There we go. Sagaz is a little late, of course. We're gonna sing the strings in a sec. It's no problem. So, Oracle season starts with a pretty short introduction cutscene. We're gonna get awakened here by Dean, and then we have to talk to the entire troop. And then bad things are gonna happen. First thing to note, we are playing in Japanese. As you may know, most games in Japanese are faster by default. This is one of those cases. The text is very fast in general, even in English, but English has less text boxes. You can scroll the text very fast in either version, but since this text is way shorter in comparison, then it's faster by default. There are also some JP exclusive tricks and things, so yeah, that's still faster. Okay, now Onyx comes in and grabs Tin. That's our start to the adventure. Also, Link is gonna die, unfortunately. So yeah, Dean is a pretty important person. She's the Oracle of Seasons, and that makes it so kidnapping her makes the seasons in the world go haywire. The Temple of Seasons that controls said seasons is gonna sink into the ground, and then things are gonna get a little more scary. Dawn is lagging a bit, apparently, or maybe we're just trying to sing. Never mind. Whatever, that intro is a thing of the past. Now we're gonna get woken up by Impa here, the only surviving member of the entire troop. Now we can go and do things. In order to do things, we have to kill stuff and break bushes. So we need a sword. Conveniently, there's a sword right around here on the western coast. Hopefully none of the runners are gonna get hit in the path there. Okay, seems like they both have the same RNG, which means they reset at the same time. Cool. Hero's Cave. There's a key. We have to go get it, and then we can go get the sword. Pretty simple. Now you're gonna see both of them save and quit. That's a save warp. It just puts you at the last entrance you enter, both in the overworld or in dungeons. In dungeons it normally means dungeons or caves, of course. This is technically not a dungeon, but it counts. In dungeons it puts you at the start of the dungeon, and that's pretty useful sometimes. In the overworld it's gonna put you at whatever last entrance you entered. Some caves do not count for that for some reason, and that's a little confusing. Oh, nice start by Dragon, doing that. Savers are really abusable in this game. You can actually skip some keys in some dungeons by using them, but in this case it was just faster to warp to the entrance. So it's gonna enter and hopefully not get winter. Gets fall and spring for Dragon. If you get winter in this place, the only place that doesn't have a default season, instead it's just a random season every time, this screen with the harpies would have a snow pile that you can't walk past, and you have to go around, and that's slow. So good RNG for both. They're gonna wake up the Mako tree, and he's gonna give us the key to Dungeon 1. Says just a slightly bit ahead. We'll see if Dungeon 1 goes well for him, because at the end of Dungeon 1 he's gonna do an RNG manipulation that is gonna put him behind by default. Okay, so Dungeon 1 is pretty similar to the first dungeon, or the expected first dungeon, because you can technically do another one, but whatever. In Zelda 1, it has the same dungeon layout. It's kind of the same, starting from the bridge, entering a tree, and some of the room layouts are not as... I don't know. There's an old man. You can go up and talk to the old man. The rest of the dungeon is basically unique. And this is not that complicated of a dungeon. It starts by killing some enemies. But we're gonna have a rad version here that's gonna put Dragon in the lead. Sagaz is gonna kill a lot of enemies, while Dragon is just gonna go ahead and ignore them. So there's one NPC in this game called Maple. She appears in certain screens when you kill 30 enemies, and she can drop rings, a potion, which is basically a fairy, and some extra things. Sagaz wants that. Dragon doesn't quite use this route, so he's not gonna kill extra enemies. The only real way to have enough enemies when you exit Dungeon 1 is killing a lot of those shells, which count as 2 kills. And they're both gonna open this. It has bombs. Bombs are not a locked item in this case. They are not the dungeon item. You can go and grind rupees until you buy them from the shop. In this case, it's not necessary because we have that chest. They are very different in Oracle of Ages actually. Most people don't know that, but they are very tied to the story, so they are way more limited. Both runners are gonna damage boost through all of this. And there's a convenient fairy on the way. And this is a mini boss. Dragon doesn't quite get the double hit with the bomb. That makes this fight way faster. Sagaz gets it, so he's gonna save a little bit of time there. And now it's time to get the actual dungeon item. I'm equipping there, so this seed satchel is gonna automatically be on A. And that stays on equip. And now they just have to walk back, take the warp, and get the boss key. Sagaz is probably gonna kill more enemies in the way. It's just convenient. Making sure that he has enough enemies, that's always good. Gets pretty good RNG here. And now we're gonna see the first RNG manipulation in the game. They are both gonna hard reset, and hard resetting the game makes it so the RNG seed resets. It advances every frame in the title screen, and it also advances by things like enemy movement or soul slashes, because the slashes roll RNG to determine what sound they may play between 3 different sounds. So you can use that and hear the different sounds that the sword makes to know in which seed you are. And they do that, so this enemy here, Acomentus, the first boss, is not gonna charge and lose time. Pretty good fights for both. But here comes the actual difference that is gonna make this run important. Yesterday Sagaz failed this, and that cost him the run and he forfeited. So let's see if he can get it this time. Dragon is just gonna continue and go to the village and start going into Dungeon 2. For Sagaz, this is gonna be a lot longer between everything. It's about 20 seconds I think to get this, but whatever. Here's Maple. Sagaz is gonna slash a few times and go here and do that. He's gonna get a potion, some rupees, a ring, and he wants to clear this as fast as possible. When there are no drops in the screen, Maple goes away and you can walk out. So Sagaz did that to get the power ring level 2. That's pretty important, but he's not gonna use it for now. And they're still in an RNG manip actually. So Dragon has 3 rupees, Sagaz has 10. They need 10 rupees at least to continue, After Dungeon 2, they have to fight Blano, and that costs 10 rupees. Don is gonna extend his RNG manipulation and burn the signs on this Rosa section to get. Oh no, he messes it up! Oh no, that's bad. Okay. Rosa has different patterns in which she can move. Okay, that's not gonna work, yeah. I think it's 3 different patterns every screen. Maybe 2, I don't know. One is faster, the others are not. Sagaz is gonna do the entire manip here to get the best possible patterns and just stand there and hold up. Dragon failed, and that's gonna be pretty bad because part of his RNG manip here was getting the 10 rupees. That means he's gonna need to get 10 rupees. There's one backup chest that you can get in Dungeon 2, but it's not desirable because it's not that in the way. You have to actually go and get it. Oh, and standing there makes you invisible, of course. Keeping this RNG manip that Sagaz still has and Dragon doesn't is not really mandatory for the run. It just makes it way easier and way more consistent. You technically could RNG manip all the way through the game and always have the same RNG seed, but some enemies increment the RNG every frame, so that's kind of impossible. Mainly kisses. Kisses are the worst part of the game. Any room that has kisses is impossible to manip. Oh, I see some boss talk. Yeah, most bosses in this game are Zelda 1 bosses. There's one boss from Zelda 3, A Link to the Past, and there's one original boss, which is not that memorable. Hey, Rod of Seasons. The Rod of Seasons allows us to change the season, but we need to charge it with season spirits, and the only one open right now is Winter. You are supposed to do Subversion Dancing, a really bad minigame, to get the boomerang and hit that, but you can just throw a bomb. In winter, some lakes freeze, and that's what we should need, but also we're gonna get snow everywhere. So the way to Dungeon 2 requires us to cross a lake, and the only way to do that is freezing it, but it also puts a lot of roadblocks to get to Dungeon 2. A snow pile in the way, and some snow piles that you can clear with the shovel, but we don't have the shovel yet. Thankfully, Winter also opens the path to the shovel. That's the sequence for Dungeon 2. Okay, Sagaz is gonna slash for a little bit here, trying to hear a specific pattern. And he's gonna continue. And okay, during the transition because it's faster. And talking to Sakura. Shoutouts to Sakura. He is there. He talks to us twice. And that's basically his role. Okay, Sagaz knows exactly where the enemies are gonna be in this case, because he still has the manip. But Dragon doesn't have that, so things could go south for him. Hopefully not. Actually, yeah, they went. Whatever. Winter. It's time for Christmas. We are in November, so Christmas is approaching. We're gonna play some Santa Claus role play, I guess. And get the shawl from this girl, Holly. And this is Moblin Road. This is gonna be a pretty important point in the run, because Moblin Road out of the manip can be really bad and you can actually die here pretty easily. Sagaz went through without any problem, but Dragon had to maneuver around. And now we can actually get into Dungeon 2 here. Dungeon 2 is Snake's Remains, We don't really have a boss that is a snake, but we have some ropes, so those count. Sagaz is still in an orange manip. That is gonna make a certain room in this place be way faster. Or way more consistent. You can actually do it faster without an orange manip, but you have to like get lucky. Here's the first room that is actually way faster than manip. And here he's gonna throw a bomb to the other side of the pit and kill both guys. You can wait for them to stand on the edge and slash them. And that's usually the backup strat if you don't have an ape. And that's probably what dragon's gonna do. If you get unlucky, this can go on for a long time. It wasn't the case, so that's okay. Now they have the bracelet, and they can go to this side room to do one of the worst rooms in the game. This room is timed. You have to get to the chest before it disappears. The timing is very generous, but you have to be stopping continuously and throwing up bombs. It's very hard to do optimally. Like so. Thankfully you can fail this 3 or 4 times and still be quite alright. And of course they're gonna save warp. Push them in the entrance of D2 for some reason, instead of the entrance to that specific room, but whatever. It's faster. And now it's time for the second part of the dungeon, which starts with the 2D section, with kisses. Kisses in 2D are specifically bad. Not in this one because there are no pits, but... Oh, never mind, that was pretty unfortunate that it was caused by the kiss, so whoops. You can get knocked and fall down and take a lot of damage just from not killing a kiss. So that's pretty bad. Here's another terrible room for kisses. And Sagaz is gonna go to the mid boss, while Dragon is gonna have to get this chest here, which has 10 rupees. No, he doesn't, okay. So this is facade. In the Japanese version, he doesn't spawn. Unless you go to the lower part of the arena. So just do this. Good mid boss. Hope you liked it. It's of course faster to do this. Oh, Sagaz is doing a weird route, okay. This last part has a spinner, which means you have to enter it from different directions, so it changes polarity. I guess we can call it polarity, or whatever. Tron is gonna go through this room. Wasa is gonna do this. Technically, if you go perfectly and you don't have to get bombs, you can do what Sagaz is doing and it's a little bit faster, but it's usually not worth it. And hopefully nothing will happen in these next rooms. Yesterday Sagaz failed a throw on the boss and Dragon fell down on those holes. So we'll see. This is Dongo. It works quite differently compared to Zelda 1. Throw a bomb, then grab him and throw him. On the third hit, he's gonna start charging. You want him to charge into a wall, so the charge stops. And that's way faster. It's pretty easy to dodge, so it's not a problem. And it looks like we're gonna have pretty much perfect Dungeon 2 for both runners. A little mishap with the kisses, but that's okay. That's 2 essences. Now this lead coming up, or This lead that Sagaz has is technically fake, and Dragon is gonna catch up very fast because Sagaz got a ring and he has to go appraise it. So he's gonna stop in the ring shop. There's also one alternative thing that you can do here after Dungeon 2 to get the hard ring level 2, which heals you over time or as you take steps. It's technically the fastest, not fastest. It's faster than getting health, but if you are not getting hit, it doesn't matter. So it's a slow ring. It can save time sometimes, just from you not stopping, but I don't believe in that. I don't subscribe to that notion. So Sagaz is gonna get the power ring level 2. That's the fast ring. Power ring level 2 gives you +2 on every single attack, so it hits like a truck. But you take half a heart of damage for every single attack, so you don't want to have it equipped all the time. And Sagaz is still ahead, which is pretty good. Oh, because Dragon had to start farming rupees, of course. Because he didn't get the chest. Whatever. We're gonna get the senses here. They are not useful at all, except they are a good weapon for a boss. And here's Blano. We have to punch him until he dies. Or until he goes out of a ring. Same thing, really. He gives us the Ricky's gloves. And now we can go and meet Ricky. There are 3 different animal companions that you can get in both Oracle's games. Words. Technically, there's a point in the game that forces you to pick one, and depending on when you get a flute, or if you ever get a flute, you get a different one. In this game, Ricky is the fastest, and that's unfortunate because Ricky sucks. Ricky is a kangaroo that can punch and also jump like this. His movement is very bad because the little jumps that he does are very hard to optimize, but he can at least do this. The other animals are Mush, Blue Bear, and Dimitri, the Zongo. They are both better, but they are way too slow. Way too slow to get. They are both technically faster to move with than Ricky. And hey, they both got one of the most important items in the entire game. The false seeds. Pegasus seeds. They are the seeds of fast. They give you a speed boost to every movement, including jumping, for about 8 seconds, I think. I don't know. So of course, they are good. You have to use them responsibly. For example, they are not going to use a seed in this upcoming room, because that's not faster. You want to save that seed for later use. And of course they want to use every single seed until they have to refill. Now that the swamp is drained, we can access Dungeon 3, except not really. Dungeon 3 is locked behind having summer in the season rod, so we're gonna go do that. Also, we have to use Ricky again, because why not? We have to use Ricky a total of 3 times in the entire run, and they are all terrible. For example, this cliff. This cliff doesn't work. There we go. And now, jumping at the same time as punching that. Wait to get an it zooms. And we're gonna use this time here to go grab one item. Ricky can also destroy snow paths. All animal companions can do that, so it's not that unique. But at least he can punch open those things. And now it's time to go to Subrosia again. We have to go get a date. But first we have to grab our shovel and hopefully get first try on Star Ore. 4 different screens in the beach section here that can have Star Ore. Not first try, not second. Second try for Sagaz, and fourth for Dragon. That's unfortunate. Getting first or second try is pretty good because you can keep the seed to most of the thing. If you get third or fourth try, you have to go to the market as a slow boy, and that's not fast. We can exchange the Star Ore for a bow. The bow doesn't quite shoot arrows, but you can use it as a pretty cool present to get a date with Rosa. We're gonna take a lovely stroll through Subrosia with Rosa because she has something pretty useful, a skeleton key that can open everything in Subrosia, like this shortcut. And you know, nothing says lovely date as well as... Okay, I'm very bad at this small talk. We're gonna go see ruins because that's romantic. There we go. Easy enough. Hey Rosa, do you like the Summer Tower? Because our love is fiery as the summer. Isn't this a fun date? Lifting rocks with your bae and meeting an ancient spirit. Ah yeah, that was lovely. Well, it's time to go home. We're gonna go walk away from everything here and go to the same portal. And just teach Rosa forever. Rosa is not useful after this. She can open one more check that is in the mountains, and it's the Subrosian ring, I think. And that's pretty much not needed for the run. So yeah, goodbye Rosa. You had a good run. It was a lovely date. We went to the temple and got a thing that we need, and now the volcano here is exploding, so have fun with that. And now we have another date with Ricky, arguably worse. At least Rosa can keep up with that with us if we go fast. Ricky doesn't. Ricky is just slow. Okay, so in summer, some lakes dry, and you can do things there, but most importantly, vines grow, and we need vines to enter Dungeon 3, so yay. Dungeon 3 has the beetles at the entrance. Normally you need the shield for this, but nah, you can just shovel the ground, and they flip, and you can kill them. This is something that you don't really know about until you speedrun this or watch a speedrun. But it's a pretty useful trick because it means we don't have to get a shield. And coming up in Dungeon 3, Poison's Mothler is one of the worst rooms in the game. Hands. So in this room we have Wall Masters. Wall Masters appear ahead of where you are, so you can technically manipulate them to appear out of the way. This is called Hands Manip. It's very hard to pull off. And it seems like Sagaz got it? Yeah. And Dragon is probably gonna get it as well. There we go, easy. Both runners getting it, which is pretty nice because they're gonna have to do it again. And yesterday Dungeon 3 was terrible for both of them. Making that hole crumble, just so they can do that. Faster than going back, of course. And we can go and meet the first season's puzzle. You need a big brain to understand this puzzle. It's super hard, as you can see. and solved. There are a total of 3 or 4 puzzles in the entire game, and they are all very easy, so shoutouts to that. Shoutouts to the beta game with the harder puzzles, Oracle of Ages. And talk about ages. It's been ages since we haven't been able to jump. Rock's Feather, pretty nice item. It allows you to jump. I would make a joke about Faces of Evil here, but I already did that yesterday, so I'd rather not. The GB... Oh, great job, Sagaz. The GBC Zeldas are the first time that Link, at least in a traditional sense, could jump. Not counting Zelda 2, not counting CDI games. Ooh, Sagaz gets that, nice. You have basically 2 frames, I think, to get that jump. Oh, Dragon also gets it, nice. It's a very tight jump. You land on the swamp and jump basically as you land. You can just barely make that. Also, here are trampolines. Move them, jump on them, and we get a key. And now it's time to walk back because it's faster than actually killing the guys at the entrance. And we'll see if they get a fast cycle here. Pretty good. Oh, Sagaz. I'm gonna guess that that was planned because it looked planned. I don't know. Dawn actually gets it. Nice. And it's time for hands. Round 2. Looking good so far. That guy goes there, and they have to move the pots. Oh no. Oops. Not quite that. You have to move the pots and occasionally turn around to make the hand appear there. If you're a little late, that happens and you have to equip the sword. You do not want to get caught here. And now we can go to the mid boss, which is gonna be very different for both runners because Sagaz has the power ring. I don't know if he equipped it, probably. This is on why kids, quits, and things. Sagaz can kill them very fast with 2 hits. Drone has to do 4 hits, so this is gonna be pretty different. And just like that, Sagaz is out. Getting power ring takes about, I want to say a minute, but you save quite a lot of time in some bosses, so it's technically faster. But the fastest strat technically is getting power ring level 2 and then not getting the noble sword, which deals more damage. So basically with this current method or current route that Sagaz is doing, he has the same damage as noble sword with normal sword. So the world record actually doesn't get the noble sword, the level 2 sword. It just rocks with the level 1 sword. And hey, we're gonna see our first non-Zelda 1 boss, Mothula. It's gonna melt for Sagaz. Just like that. Don is gonna have to actually work for this win. If you fall down in this fight, you have to go back up with a trampoline, and that resets the boss's health, so of course it's not faster. What you want to do is hit her when she's circling around, so if she does it to the right, you lose time. And of course with the power ring level 2, it's a super easy boss, as we saw. Dragon doesn't use any single ring manip, so the difference is gonna be pretty big as we go into the end. Alright, and they used all of their seeds there, so they can get a refill right here and go to Dungeon 4. Another thing to note is that Doing the power ring level 2 manip gives Sagaz a potion, which means that if he dies at any point, he gets revived with full health. So that's a pretty good safety. It lets him be way more aggressive. And we're gonna use Ricky again. This is the Natsu region. In this case, Natsu, I think it's called Prairie. This region changes with the animal companion you have. Dimitri's region is the fastest by far. Musta's region is kind of complicated to navigate. Ricky's is boring. But hey, we have to do that because Ricky is by far the fastest to get. There are a lot of chews here that can drop seeds pretty often, and they want at least one best seed drop. Dragon got it, Sagaz didn't for now. And it seems like he's not gonna get it, no. Which means that Dragon is gonna have a seed advantage. He can spam seeds. Having different seed drops for best seeds is pretty important, because if you have more seeds you can spam them and do some sections faster. So Sagaz is just gonna unequip the seeds now and go to sword and feather. He's not gonna use another one to go back here as we go to meet the second animal companion, Dimitri. Dimitri is a Dodongo. He appears in both of the Oracle games being bullied, and we have to give some NPCs something. In this case we give the kids some bombs, and they are gonna use them for something. It's never quite explained why you would give bombs to a kid, but sure. That's gonna put the bomb count of both runners to 0. Anyway, Dimitri can swim, and he can also go up waterfalls. It's a unique property, so you have to get Dimitri every single time. All this to get the Master's Plaque. This plaque belongs to the Master Diver, who is right here. And now we are gonna get our very own Dimitri shoes, and we can ditch Dimitri forever because now we can swim. Shout out to Dimitri, the most optimal companion by far. He can also eat mushrooms, if you didn't know. Oh, and you can also carry him with the bracelet. It's not useful in this run, but in Oracle of Ages, it makes him the fastest companion by far, since you can use a Pegasus seed and grab him. And this is Mount Kuko, the Dungeon 4 area. We can't quite make it to Dungeon 4 yet. We have to go to Suburbia and get the spring season to actually go that. It's pretty easy, it's just to the right of this portal. We just have to jump over this lava gap and go to the tower. Whoops. Oh no, now we can't jump anymore. What a shame. Welcome to Hide and Seek, the worst part of the game. You have to do a lot of screens trying to not get caught by these two guys, blue and red. And yeah, it's basically an auto-scroller. You can't do anything here because you don't have the feather, so you have to actually go past this. Instead for the feather, they give you the full sword. You can't use it anywhere in the game because you return it when you get the feather, which is unfortunate because full sword is actually the best weapon in the game. It deals a lot of damage. You can two-shot some bosses, and if you ever play Oracle Seasons Randomizer, which is pretty fun, you can use it to its full power. Unfortunately not here because, yeah. Oh, and if you start digging up things, you can get those fire pillars like Dragon just did. So technically doing this is very risky, but you can also go for the fire pillar world record, which I don't know the actual number for that, but whatever. We are almost done here. Just one more screen. And there we have it. They're gonna bury the feather in a very random spot. How did he know? How did Sagaz know the feather was there? Wow! It's almost like it's completely telegraphed. But yeah, now we can actually continue with the story. Bye bye, Fulzor. You had a good run. Before going to the spring tower, Sagaz is gonna open this. This is a shortcut for later, for Dungeon 7. Dragon is gonna do it later because he actually has seeds for this. So Sagaz is gonna wait for a while. Yeah. So this is spring, the spring tower. In spring, flowers that are normally stone are gonna be possible to break, basically. That's the thing, I don't know. There are some types of flowers that for some reason are stone and some that appear when it's actually spring. Also there's blast blooms, I think. Yeah, I forgot about blast blooms, oops. Blast blooms, official name, as seen inside the game, are flowers that shoot you upwards. And that's pretty important to get to Dungeon 4 because there's one in the way. One more thing that appears in spring is this item that we're gonna grab right now. It's time to meet the third and final animal companion in the game. First they're gonna wall click there to grab this cuckoo from the other side. That just works, don't question it. And we're gonna go up here to grab the spring banana. Spring banana is Mush's favorite fruit, so we can give it to him and ride him. Yay, Mush! Mush can fly, Mush can bat stomp, and he's the best companion by far. Mush is useful to get the Dungeon 4 key and basically nothing else. They're gonna go to this cave because it's a save point, so when they save warp later, they're gonna appear there. Oh, important to note, they have 0 bombs right now, because they got Dimitri and that puts your bombs at 0. But they need bombs for Dungeon 4, so they are hoping for a bomb drop that I think none of them has gotten yet. Probably not, because they are killing enemies. There's a bomb chest in Dungeon 4 that you can get, but it's a little slower. Okay, shoutouts to that jump. You can barely make that jump by jumping between tiles, or any 2-tile jump really. For some reason when you do that, when you jump between tiles, you get a little extra distance that you can use to clear that gap, instead of using a seed for it. And shoutouts to LADX with that. Use the key to cut a waterfall and open the way to Dungeon 4. Dragon gets a bomb drop on the last possible enemy. Nice. That means that he's gonna have a small advantage here, because he's gonna have to go to his chest and get some bombs. Dungeon 4 is Dancing Dragon Dungeon. There are no dragons here, but you sure can dance with this soundtrack. The best song in the game. And here's another, technically not a puzzle. I don't know. Every time I say this is a puzzle, someone says that it's not. It's just move pods. Doing this optimally is hard, and it looks slow no matter what you do. So yeah. Actually, somehow Sagaz got up here. What is the strat that he did for that? I don't know, but he saved a lot of time just in this room. That's pretty good. And now we have to go to the edge of the dungeon here to get an extra key. Sagaz forgets to jump, but that's okay, because Dragon had to equip the sword. Oh yeah, coming up, we have a pretty interesting room. Did you know that this game was made by Capcom? Capcom made 3 games from the Zelda franchise. This, Oracle of Ages, and Minish Cap. And of course they decided to put this kind of room here because they are Capcom and they don't know how to do an interesting 2D platform thing. They have to disappear every time. So yeah, grab the key, save warp, and we go to the second part of the dungeon. They're gonna use all of their seeds here because there's a seed refill coming up. And you don't need a seed for this, just hold up left. Pretty easy jump. Another room coming up in which Power Ring level 2 is gonna have a pretty sizable advantage. We have a room with a waterhole at the center and some black legs. Dragon is gonna try to push them into a waterhole, but Sagaz can just kill them. And grab the key there. If you let the key hit the water, you have to dive for it, and that makes it so it has a text. So if you just grab it before it falls in the water, it skips that. Here are the seeds. They're gonna have 10 seeds for the rest of the dungeon, which is more than enough. And now, Sagaz, don't forget the key. There are a lot of keys in this place, and it's pretty easy to forget them. Hopefully he didn't. And now we have another meat boss that is not original. Does it remind you of someone? I don't know. There's something about him that is very familiar. His name is Agunima. He's split into 3 clones and one of them has a shadow. So he's gonna be able to skip 1 cycle because he has the power ring. And he can go to the dungeon item. Oh yeah, Dungeon 4 has a lot of minecarts. Did I mention that minecarts are the worst mechanic in this game? And they are basically in every dungeon. Whatever. Dungeon item is the slingshot. It allows you to shoot seeds, any type of seed. Each one has its different unique properties. Basically, anything damages enemies except the best seeds. Best seeds are weird and we don't really want to shoot them because they can be used for fast. Now they're gonna go back because safe warping is gonna reset the minecart positions and they want this minecart here to be here to go light the things. So it's taking a lot of damage and that's not great, but whatever. Light these torches and you can safe warp as soon as the smoke appears. Now, Sagaz, please unequip the ring. He's not unequipping the ring. Oh my god. Okay, so coming up is a very hard jump that hopefully Sagaz is gonna get. He fell down, right? No, he didn't! What a god! Wow, okay. I forgot Sagaz is good at this game, unlike me. And Dragon apparently got bopped. You can get kisses in the way for the switches. And then you have to... Oh no, he re-entered the thing? Okay, whatever. Can you get this jump? No. It's a pretty tight jump. Oh right, I forgot to mention. Both of these guys are Feather on B, Sword on A kind of guys. I don't like that. I'm a member of the Sword on B gang. Oh, thanks for the compliment. I'm not as entertaining as how good Sagaz is. Oh right, Sagaz has a potion. Right. So this wizard room, you can shoot Gale Seeds to insta-kill them. But if you have the power ring equipped, you can technically one-shot them with a spin slash. And coming up is a pretty hard jump that Sagaz is gonna buffer. There are a few different methods for this. You can damage boost like that. You can buffer it, or you can just go for it. And now Sagaz is ready to go to the boss. Another Zelda 1 boss, but it's very different. Goma. There are two ways to beat Goma. The first one is destroying her claw, and then she becomes more erratic and way faster. Or you can just do this. There's one pixel in which you can shoot her eye, or you can just wait for her to attack. It's 15 seeds. Only gets damaged by Ember and Sand Seeds, so it's why we get Sand Seeds here. They don't really get smashed. I mean, it's a good theory, and I've heard it other times. But they come back if you re-enter a room, so technically they just get warped to another dimension. I don't know. It is cruel, but it's legal because it's in a speedrun. So it's gonna go here because there's one thing that we have to get. We're not gonna be in this area anymore, so it's kind of important to get this. I'm feeling some things here. Some shoots. I mean, you can do 3 per cycle if you are fast enough, but it's kind of hard to do a consistent Goma. They didn't get damage, so that's okay. Shooting 3 seeds per cycle is very hard. Sagaz having problems. Okay. Oh right, I didn't explain Gale Seeds. You warp, and it's fast. So Sagaz warp there because Dungeon 5 is right around the corner. In order to enter Dungeon 5, we have to have Fall in the Season's Rod. So we're gonna go grab that. Entering this portal to the Furnace section. It's pretty cool. It has very cool jumps. Especially with Pest Seeds. You can do this without Pest Seeds, but it's not fun. You have to go around. All of this to get this bomb. Flower bomb. I don't know why it was right next to the lava. That's kind of dangerous, but sure. The flower bomb is a pretty smart bomb. It allows us to open a path to the Fall Tower. Or Autumn Tower. I say both equally, I don't know. Depending on which region of the world you are in, I guess you say Autumn or you say Fall. Fall is shorter, so I prefer to say Fall most of the time. So yeah, we're gonna give the flower bomb here to these guys. And it's a pretty smart bomb because it's gonna just blow up these 3 tiles. And nothing else. No Ancient Ruins damage here. Oh, Dragon going for a very fancy jump here. Failing it. Having to use another seed. Alright, with the 4th season, we can go and enter Dungeon 5. Which is right around the corner of the portal we entered, so we have to go all the way there. You don't really need that many cities in Dungeon 5, so they're gonna use as many of them to traverse Russia. So in fall, most importantly and first thing and basically the only thing we're gonna see in the run, those mushrooms there are gonna become ripe and they can be harvested. Also some holes in the wall get clogged up by lifts and you can go over them, but that's not important in the run. You can only grab one of these mushrooms at a time. You have to wait for it to despawn, but you can throw it off screen and just grab the other one. Dungeon 5 is Unicorn's Cave. There are no unicorns. It's not really a cave. There are a lot of minecarts and keys, about 5 keys. This basically collects every single key and then go do the thing. But first we have to go and get the dungeon item. First, go through this underworld section, or I guess you can call it a side scroller. Underworld should be just caves and the dungeons, I guess. And go left here. Hopefully not get trolled by these guys. And Sagaz is gonna get his magnet glove and solve the puzzle to exit this room. Psych! You can just save warp. You don't need to solve anything here. Magnet glove is a pretty cool item. It's a north or south polarity that pulls you or pushes you from things. In this case, these blocks. Oh, Sagaz fails. You have one frame in which you detach from the things that you can jump again, even if you are over a void. So you can just buffer that. Okay, Sagaz is kind of low on health. Hopefully nothing happens here. Okay, so this is the Armor's room. They're gonna die in one hit. You have to kill them in a specific order that you have to remember. And then open the chests that appear in that order. Simultaneous save words, but not quite. Sagaz is quite a bit ahead now, which is pretty nice, because he's probably frustrated by how terrible the last race was. Also, Sagaz PB today with a 1:40:40, which I think is second place and about a minute behind world record. It's a pretty sick time, but usually PBing like this before a race is a jinx. Oh, dragon falling there, unfortunate. Getting trolled again, oh god. This one can go terribly sometimes, and it is going terribly. Okay, going here to get this extra key, and also I can go to the mid boss. Darn is at half heart and not taking any chances. He took way too much damage there. He's gonna get one heart and hopefully not get hit by the armors. Okay, one more heart. Down is safe. Another heart. Nice. It was close. But he got it. He can go and clean up the rest of the dungeon. While Sagaz is gonna enter Sagaz. With Power Ring, this fight is pretty much non-existent. You can just cycle him with a lot of it, just do that, easy. Hit the tail until he dies. Dragon is gonna have to actually work for that. And now unequips that. pretty important because we need to damage boost. You can damage boost through this part of the dungeon. Normally you would have to go to the right and move that ball there from another room. That would block the flames and then you could walk past them. But you can just jump and take a little bit of damage. All that to get the boss key. Coming up is the dungeon boss, Digdogger. Digdogger is weird. Also, Dragon apparently died. I didn't catch that. Oops. So Digdogger. Oh, good job, Sagaz. Digdogger can go very well or can go terribly. Dragon got a 6-second fight yesterday, so we'll see if Sagaz can be up to par. It's basically down to RNG if you can get a fast fight or not. Talking about RNG, kisses. So in order to damage the main Digdogger, you have to move this ball. It's tricky, but it's pretty easy to get down, and then he splits up into these little guys. They die from one hit with the ball. Sagaz having very bad luck. He's not gonna get a 1 cycle. He got a 1 cycle, okay, never mind. Good job. Pretty good fight. If you take too long, they reform into a big Digdogger and you have to repeat the process. So that's not fast. That's 5 essences for Sagaz. According to his timer, he's a little bit behind. But that's okay because Dragon is way more behind thanks to that terrible room. Alright, Dungeon 6 is probably the dungeon that requires the most things in the entire game. We have 2 of the 4 jewels required to open Tarn Ruins and go to it. The first one is right around here, or the first one that we are missing. So Sagaz is gonna go to that. There's an old man in an island here. It's not technically an island, but whatever, this thing. When you beat the Dungeon 5 boss, and I think Dungeon 4 as well, you can talk to him and get the round jewel. Also, oh, Dragon fails the fancy jump. He's gonna try again, maybe? Gets it. But was it worth it? I don't know. Sagaz is gonna go to the beach this time and go grab the X jewel. The X jewel is being held by the hardest boss in the game. We have to use Mr. Seeds here. It's their only real use in the entire game. They have a random effect when you shoot them or use them, so they can sometimes be Ember Seeds, and you need this here. Took a few tries, but whatever. And this is the Black Beast. And it's dead. X jewel. And Sagaz did so many different screen transitions that he's gonna go down here. And hey, seeds. Now, the 4 jewels are... they represent something. I don't know what it is, but these shapes, they seem familiar. There's something about them that, I don't know. They are apparently relics of a forgotten past. So take that as you will. But yeah, they are funny shapes. Pretty funny. This is Tarn Ruins. Pretty good music, and you use all of the seasons here to get past it. It's a pretty nice section. One of my favorites. All the way up to Dungeon 6. Tarn Ruins also hosts the level 2 sword. There's technically a trade quest that you have to do to get the noble sword, but in this game the trade quest just tells you how to get to the sword. So if you know how to do that, you can just go and get the sword. In this case, the sword is in the Lost Woods coming up. In order to get the noble sword, you have to go from the coldest to the hottest region, or season, not region, whatever, and just go left. And that's gonna put you in the pedestal. So yes, we have a pet seed. I don't like making that joke if it's not random. I shouldn't do that. Okay, so Summer, and outside is gonna go here and get his noble sword. As I said, it's technically faster to skip this sword with the power ring level 2. But at the same time, this sword is very good on both damage and utility. It not only deals double damage from the normal sword, you can also break boss with it, so you don't have to equip the bracelet and pull them out, or lift them up, I guess. That would be the proper thing. And yeah, to get to Dungeon 6 you do the same sequence of seasons, but going from the left and counterclockwise. And now we have to do another thing with the seasons in order to actually get to Dungeon 6. Changing this to winter to go past this. Opening the way and then changing to spring. And taking the blast bloom that is right around here. Pretty good RNG on the bolting guard. He can sometimes be a jerk and stand in your way. Dungeon 6 is the Ancient Ruins. It's basically a tower. And it's also my favorite dungeon, as I said. The first thing to do here is just go around the spinner and get one key. The first key here is actually pretty tricky. It's a hard room to actually execute because you have to move a wall while you are being chased. Let's see if Sagaz gets it. And does he get the jump? Nice. That jump is way trickier than it should. And gets the key, save warp. And let's go get the dungeon item. The dungeon item is the magic boomerang, the level 2 boomerang. You are technically required to get the level 1 boomerang, but if you just get this one, you automatically get both upgrades. At least that's how I think it works. Nice jump by Sagaz. It's a very hard jump. You have to jump right on the edge. And grabs those seeds to insta-kill those guys instead of flipping them up and killing them. I think he wanted to unequip the feather, but whatever. Here's the magic boomerang. Pretty good item. Why did you... Okay, sure. The magic boomerang, amongst many other things, kills armors, which is pretty useful. That fairy was terrible. The thing about the magic boomerang is that you can control it with your mind, as in the left or right buttons. So it's pretty useful to hit switches that are not directly in front of you. And that's basically its use. I think Sagaz was going for that chest there. It looked like he was going for the chest. That would be funny. We play a lot of seasons random and that chest is pretty much a low-hanging fruit. There's nothing there, so that's okay. You never get anything useful in that chest. Okay, will you use a seed for this, Sagaz? Yes. There's another 4 seed drop coming up, so you want to use as many seeds as possible. But this room can sometimes be tricky with a seed. Here it is, also an extra fairy. Like he's gonna enter the Indiana Jones room, as we call it. Mostly because it's a trap room. The walls start to do that. There's no boulder or anything just do that. Also the boss key is right here, which is convenient. We're closing in on the Dungeon 6 mini-boss. It's a shared mini-boss in both Dungeon 6, in Oracle of Ages or an Oracle of Seasons. It's Bayer. Not quite a Zelda 1 boss, but it's a Zelda 1 mob. He can do 3 things. He can charge, he can spin around, double charge, that's pretty nice, or he can start shooting at you. If he spins around, you can barely hit him, but it's very tricky. You want him to just charge you every time. It's 3 speed slashes with the current setup for Sagaz. I can just continue. Decent RNG, not terrible. And coming up is the RNG room. We have a 50% chance of getting the stairs here. And it's faster to just exit the room if you don't get it. Sagaz actually has the world record for twice here. Get second try, but that's okay. I think the world record is 18 tries, which is terrible. But it's not as bad as the one in Ages, which is also in Dungeon 6. But you can't get it first try, so exiting the room is bad. What are you doing, Sagaz? Sagaz, you have a... Kill the Dark Knight, Sagaz! Oh my god, don't die. Oops. I don't know what he was thinking, but sure. Usually we just kill the Dark Knight, so he doesn't do that. But he didn't want to. At least he gets a karma boost, and those Stalfos are not gonna be in the way for this. Please don't get killed by a random kiss. He's dead to make the stairs to the boss appear. Please don't get killed by a random kiss. He's gonna take it slow, okay. Don't get killed. There are fairies here. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Dragon takes out Bayer, while Sagaz is gonna enter Manhandla. One of the hardest bosses in the entire game. The heads take 3 hits with the magic boomerang to kill, but they only open up when you are in an opposite quadrant. So making this fight optimal is very, very hard. And Sagaz is having a little bit of problems. Okay, just one left. Each head that you kill makes the boss faster. So you technically want to kill all of them at the same time, or as simultaneously as you can. It was a hard fought fight. At least he didn't die. Sagaz was almost about to throw the entire run with that if he died to that Dark Knight, because Darn is right on his heels. Dungeon 6 is done, we can go to Dungeon 7. First, a small stop to get this. And then we go to the village portal, which is now open with the use of the magic boomerang. So he's gonna try a buffer strat for this, and gets it. Clipping the boomerang like that is kind of hard, but if you If you buffer a boomerang throw from there, you can just do that. And now we're gonna talk to the pirate. Oh, he's gonna do the manip. I don't agree with. I'm also not familiar with this manip, so I can't really commentate it, but whatever. The pirate tells us that they can't really get out of Subversia. Yeah, they have their ship stuck between Subversia and Holodrome. And you have to go grab their trusty bell that is in Samasa Desert here in order to make them sail. Oh, that's a password, by the way. 2 on the 3rd, 1 on the 2nd, 2 on the 1st, and 3 on the 4th. And Sagaz is doing a very, I want to say, experimental thing here. He probably uses it in his PV. But yeah, he's gonna manip here to get first try here. In order to get the bell, you have to lift this skull up. And then there are 4 different sand pits here that can have the bell. Gets first try because he was in that manip, as I said. So that's cool, I guess. It's not faster probably than just getting normal first try because you don't get any benefits, but sure. Unfortunately, the bell is not polished, as in it's not gonna work as a bell, so we have to go and polish it. The Subversion smithy that can actually polish the bell is kind of rude. He doesn't like people that as nicely say, please fix this for me. No, he likes it rough. So in the English version, and right now, as we're gonna say it, you have to say the other option, not please. So just do it. As you see, Sagaz is gonna say, do it. And that's the bell. If we say the first option to him, he basically decides to not talk to us unless we exit and re-enter. So that's a pretty dumb time loss. Never do that. And now this is gonna come into play. This shortcut that we opened in the Dungeon 4 section is useful because the hide and seek area is right above the pirates. We can talk to them and they can take sail. This is the pirates cutscene. It's long, it's boring, and there's text, so you have to mash. In order to make this cutscene a little better, I would like everyone who has pirate emotes to spam them in chat. Or just use the Twitch pirate emote, which is capital R and close parentheses, like so. Oh, and Dragon does a way different route here. He's gonna have a lot of seats. I don't think this is faster than just winging it, but sure. Sagaz is gonna have 8 seats, while Dragon is gonna have at least 14. I hope 14. Yeah, sure. They're pretty important. Okay, so now the ship is finally out of Subversia and out of the desert. Unfortunately, these pirates have been in Subversia for centuries, as it seems. So they are not used to this. They haven't sailed in quite a while, so they are gonna get sick, which is kind of impossible because they are dead. They are skeletons. They don't have stomachs, but yeah, sure. Takaton is also gonna get sick. So they decide to just stop their adventure and park here. Coincidentally, this is right around Dungeon 7. We can't cross that with flippers or anyway, because there's an invisible wall. So yeah, you have to get past all of this cutscene. And Sagaz is gonna try to not use it here, I think. Okay, he does. Never mind, I'm an old man, I don't know these kind of strats. Here's the jump. You're normally supposed to go out of your way and change the season. And that's gonna make it so you can climb some vines on summer. But you can just do that, barely make that jump and skip that. So it's gonna hard reset here and set up another RNG manipulation. The Dungeon 7 RNG manip is weird and I don't know the specifics for it, but it makes some rooms way better. So sure. Show them, Sagaz. Dungeon 7 is the Explorer script, and it's also the first dungeon in the entire game that has an actual skip. So rejoice. First we have to go here and grab this key. And now Sagaz is gonna go to the left room that was opened with a bomb. This room has the 4 torches go out, and when that happens you get sent to the entrance of the dungeon. And you're supposed to go fight a Poe to make that not happen. But you can just barely make it into these stairs here. This is called Poe skip. It skips fighting the Poe, as the namesake implies. It also saves the key, which is pretty useful for the rest of the dungeon. Turn is not gonna do the RNG manip, I think. I wasn't even paying attention, but probably not. And Sagaz is in that RNG manip, as I said, so he's gonna interact with these statues. There's one statue that is actually a statue and not an Armos. And since he's in a specific RNG, he knows which one it is. And he also drops a Gale Seed, which is... I don't know if he had enough seeds already, but whatever. It's a part of the manip. Go ahead, sure. Here's another Seasons puzzle, very hard. While Dawn is gonna try to do his own postcape. It's not hard, for them at least. So yeah, sure. He's gonna do one of those dragon strats instead of going around. He's just gonna do that and jump over the statue. Dawn is gonna lose a little bit of time here to possible RNG. Yeah, he gets the last possible statue. So now he had to wait. Oh, also there are free seeds here, and they respawn pretty easily. So they are both gonna do that and grab as many seeds as possible. Dungeon 7 has a lot of seeds for that. So you can enter it with basically no seeds and just get full seeds every time. Here's the actual first Poe fight. Technically the second, but there's another room coming up that has the same mechanic of the torches. And in this case you can't really skip it because there's water there and you can't really swim fast enough. Also dragon filling those jumps. I didn't even talk about those jumps. You are not supposed to be able to make them, but with careful zigzagging you can do that with the feather instead of going back when you have the cape. Oh, and that was a cool jump. This is one of the worst rooms in the game, but you can just do that magnet glove trick in order to clear the gap. And now Sagaz is gonna go and grab his Ruff's cape, the best item in the game. An upgrade to the feather, it lets you double jump. Basically, it clears a lot of distance. And using a seed makes it so basically everything in the world is explorable now. You can jump very long things. I forgot to mention that if you do postcape, you are not allowed to die. If you die, you have to do postcape again. Oh. That was not part of the RNG manip, Sagaz. If you die before reaching the mid-boss, which is coming up, you have to do post-skip again, and that's very slow. So if you get here and beat this mini boss, which is the 2 posts at the same time, then you are free. The boss try to blow the candles away, or torches rather, and if all 4 go away, you get sent to the starter dungeon, so you have to not fail this. It was kind of close, but sure, Sagaz gets it. Meanwhile, Dragon is gonna get his Drawscape coming up, getting this pixel perfect, not pixel perfect, there are 2 pixels that work, but getting on the very edge of that to make that jump possible. One of the benefits of doing post CP is that you save this key. You are normally supposed to go around and beat all of those enemies to get an extra key, but you save the key from going to beat the first bow, so you can just do that. All of this to go and get the boss key. We are only missing one Zelda 1 boss, so of course it's time to meet it. Gleeok. Gleeok is way different in this game and also way easier. The thing that made Gleeok hard in Zelda 1 was that you could only slash in front of you. Here we have an arc, so it's pretty easy. Also, he has only 2 heads rather than however many he had on the other game. Sagaz is gonna have a super fast fight because of the power ring level 2. So beat the heads. So he may die if he's not careful. His body becomes a zombie, and then he stomps. If you're in the ground when he stomps, he's gonna stun you. If you manage to not get stunned, you can just swallow him and he dies. With Power Ring, it's basically a free fight because you can do it before he charges, but you can just ignore the charge and basically just get hit and continue to hit him. We're gonna see that on Dragon's part. But hey, it's time to go to Dungeon 8. They are not gonna stop for seeds because there are some extra seed drops. Okay, Sagaz almost forgot about that. Almost went to get extra seeds. This is not random Sagaz. Dungeon 8 is in the only part of the world that we haven't explored, Temple Remains, which is the original place in which the Temple Seasons was, but it's not here anymore. You are supposed to go and change the season to fall here, to walk over the pits coming up, but you can just barely make this jump. Oh, there's a tactic in the way, but sure. That's a very difficult jump, but they make it look easy. You have to zigzag in a very specific way in order to reach the other side. That saves a lot of season transitions. Pretty good fight for Dragon. So the thing about Dungeon 8 is that there are some trees in the way, and we don't want those trees to be in the way. We want to get to Dungeon 8, so what's the best solution for that? Just destroy the wall. Because destroying the wall is the best way to save the wall. That's gonna put lava pools everywhere and destroy every single tree around here. And that lets us go to Dungeon 8. So yay! Pretty sure Sagaz is not in PvP base, but I'm gonna look at his splits because he got a very recent PvP just today. He entered Dungeon 8 at 1:30:38, so it's not gonna be that. He's probably about 30 seconds behind, I would say. Oh no. Coming up are some pretty cool jumps. You are not supposed to be able to make this, but you can. And is he gonna do the hard jump? Yes. That jump is way harder than it seems. You can just clear the puzzle and it's not that slow, but yeah. Dungeon 8 is actually not here. It's the only dungeon in the game that is in Subversion. So enter here is a portal that you can take to get to Dungeon 8. Subversion is a very lava-y place, and we enter a volcano and it's frozen because video games. Dungeon 8 is pretty peculiar in the sense that we're not gonna do much of it. There's another pretty huge skip called the HSS skip or Hyper Slingshot skip. The dungeon item is the Hyper Slingshot. It's basically a slingshot that shoots 3 seeds. Oh, super lucky in that room. Nice. It's a slingshot that shoots 3 seeds, and it's only really used to get 1 key and get past the mid boss. So you can skip it by doing a double frame perfect jump coming up. The setup is pretty complicated, so first Sagaz is gonna point out. This resets his pixels, which basically dictate where Link is gonna go when he lands. And that's important for this. He's gonna pull out a bomb and jump on the last possible frame here. I think he got the almost okay. He gets it first try, so that's enough. Amazing. Didn't even take time to do that. Basically, you have to double jump or jump at the last possible frame going to the right, and then double jump at a specific frame dictated mainly by the bomb, but in that setup by Link's position. And considering how difficult buffering in this game is, that was pretty amazing. Buffering is very inconsistent and very hard, so getting it that fast is pretty amazing. That's gonna skip a lot of things. The mid boss, Fripolar, which is very hard. A lot of hard rooms in the rest of the dungeon that are not consistent. And also 1 key and one of these holes coming up. There are 4 different holes in which you have to throw these crystals. That makes a path to the boss. You can see the one on the minecart. We're gonna see it on the right, because that only lets you get 1 key, and by doing HSS skip you save 1 key. So you enter this with 2 keys, and you have enough keys to just ignore that and go to the boss. Meanwhile, Dragon is gonna start his HSS skip. He has to compete against first try, so good luck! Let's see. Doesn't get... that looks right. Can get the second frame. That looks okay. First try! Come on! Why are these guys so good at this game? I swear that trick is hard and very inconsistent, but they are just that good. And so he's gonna have to do this long winding path to get to this minecart and go grab the last crystal. So basically the great equalizer that is HSS skip didn't really matter. So this race is gonna come up to whoever takes the less time to beat Onyx. Or if anyone dies to Onyx, that's also that. Considering that Sagaz has the power ring level 2, his Onyx fight is gonna be very fast, so I don't see Dragon winning this unless something very bad happens. Okay, that's the last crystal we need. Sagaz, since he got the first try as Dragon did, he's gonna have 8 bombs. Normally you need at least 5 bombs for Onyx's castle, and there's this chest on the screen that has 10 bombs, so you can grab that, but it's not gonna be necessary this time. We're gonna go to the only original boss in the game, Medusa Head. Medusa Head doesn't require the hyper slingshot at all. It's just hit it until it dies. So let's do that. With Power Ring level 2 again, this fight is gonna be super fast. This boss can turn you into stone, and we don't want that. But other than that, it's dead. And Sagaz is gonna skip the mandatory Dungeon 8 hard container, unfortunately voiding out his run and making it so he doesn't win this race. I'm sorry. I mean, Don is gonna skip it probably, so we're gonna have to give the victory to Sagaz. The reason the Dungeon 8 hard container is usually skipped is that you can just grab a fake here. So the main property that is getting a health refill is not that useful. You can grab it to have an easier time at dragonc0, since you will have one more heart, but why? Why would you do that? So Sagaz is in hot pace. Probably not PvP pace, but pretty hot anyway. He's gonna go to the Maku seed to get his seed. Or Maku tree, not. He goes to the Maku tree to get the Maku seed. That's it. That's the correct sequence of events. The Maku seed is a cool thing that lets us finish the game. Basically a MacGuffin, because it's something that we can't really get until we get all essences. It's something that is supposed to work with the essences. So sure. Onyx's castle is right around the corner here. I assume Sagaz is gonna do the RNG manip for this castle. There's one, but I don't know if it works with the Power Ring level 2. If he actually has that, then it's not gonna matter if he dies to Onyx or anything, because he will know how to correct that. Don is gonna exit this dungeon at about 2 minutes of disadvantage, I think. Maybe a little less, but whatever. A minute and a half maybe. So yeah, unless Sagaz dies or gets absolutely rolled, this should be his race. Reminder that the score right now is 1-0 in favor of Dragon. So Sagaz is gonna tie this up, presumably. And that means that we have a race 3 on Sunday, I think. So look forward to that. Having a... Nah, that's not gonna be a problem, never mind. He didn't get grabbed, that's what matters. Hey, it's Facade. No real way to cheese this fight this time, you have to actually fight it. And depending on what orange you get, you can get more or less bombs every cycle. He got perfect oranges, so it doesn't matter. Let's see this fight. Onyx is only damaged by spin slashes. And in this case, spin slashes with the Power Ring level 2 are gonna do a lot of damage. This is a super fast fight. Sagaz may PB if he gets the perfect Dragon Onyx coming up. Oh yeah, reminder that this is a Capcom game, so maybe you're gonna be familiar with the boss coming. Oh yeah, and Bean can be used to freeze frame the sword and double hit. With the Power Ring level 2, that means you can hit him. Okay, Sagaz, can you get the PB? 140-40 is his PB. So if this is a perfect fight against Sigma, I mean Dragon Onyx, he can win. He's very low on health, so this is gonna be tricky. Oh, he's going for the stun lock. He's doing it. He's doing it. The boy got it.
Oh my god!
The boy got it.
Oh my god!
144 or 7 or I don't know. Official time of 1:40:04. G freaking G.
Oh my
Sagaz.
god!
Oh my god. You joined before.
Second PB of the day, man.
Yeah. You joined before I could say that you finished the race.
To be honest, my run was not that good at the beginning, but I called D8 by 3 seconds. It was an awesome D8.
First try and everything.
Oh
Dragon
my-
also got first try, by the way.
Yeah, that's... Okay, so Dragon's got first right. But
Yep.
what a run! Oh my
Dragon is
god!
at fast head right now.
Oh, yeah.
But
Fast
got bad RNG.
do he's on PB base too?
Maybe.
I think
this
he's
is a
on PB
142.
base.
He doesn't have power ring, so it's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot harder for him.
Oh my god, that's run. Oh, I can't believe it, that run.
What is Dragon's PB? I'm not gonna look it up. It's a
It's
142, right?
It's I 142, I guess. It's something 142.40 something. I'm gonna watch.
It's gonna be super close. I don't think he's gonna get it. The cheating ring.
Oh my god, this run.
You are pretty happy as I can hear.
Oh yeah, like it's 32-second PB. It's huge, man. I'm so happy of this run. So happy. Dragon PB is 142.48, and I think he can PB.
Yeah, he can PB definitely. If he gets the stun lock. Right, you got the stun lock. I forgot about that. That was sick.
Yeah.
I think it's the
easier.
first one. It's the first one we have seen in the tournament. I think at least the full one.
That's possible.
It's
Go,
way
Dragon.
faster than going
Go
the
PB.
thing.
Yes.
Okay, Dragon has 30 seconds to finish this run and PB.
I think he can. But if he PB, it's like 10-second PB. Go Dragon.
He doesn't have the thing.
Oh,
He doesn't know how to do the thing, and he
he
falls.
didn't PB. I think he didn't PB.
It's gonna be very, very close. That's for sure. No, he falls down again.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's not a PB.
But that's a
That's
race
gonna be
PB
super
for
close.
him.
If he
Right.
didn't fall, that was a PB. That's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
GG.
What a
That's gonna
race.
be 5 seconds up, I think. What?
Yeah, it's not PB for him for let me see. Oh, for some 4 seconds out of PB
Yep.
only.
I can't believe how good you both played after yesterday. Hi, Dragon.
Oh, that's huge.
GG.
Hi Dragon.
You played pretty well. Almost got a PB, but guess what? Guess what happened?
I got buffed and stuff.
You got bopped. You had to face the French baguette machine today, unlike yesterday.
Huge. That's huge. That's so huge.
You're so happy.
Oh, yeah, I'm so happy that happened. Like yesterday, I was so pissed off that I failed everything, and today,
That's
what?
right.
It's 1:39:14. So
And when?
I'm. Oh, when?
What?
When?
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 Yeah.
Are you gonna
Well-
get a world record?
World record. It's when I don't fucked up D6 because I lost 40 seconds on D6. And oh, my D8 was so beautiful, man.
Dragons was also pretty good, actually.
Really
My
clean.
As we
Eight.
said,
Yeah.
when you got first try, I was thinking, oh, the only chance that Dragon had to catch up is gonna disappear now. But then he got first try as well, and I was maybe a death to Onyx. Maybe we can get it.
No, I play safe. I take the ferry, and I did it well because I got touched by rocks like 4 times on Ox fight.
Yeah, you were at the half on hard, right? I think
No, it was 3 hearts. No, 2 hearts and a half, I guess.
it was beeping. That's for sure.
Yeah.
And you still got the entire the entire stand lock, so
Yes.
GG, easy.
Easy.
But yeah, pretty sick runs for both. Dragon was almost at PB pace. I don't know what you.
It
lost
was
time
on
to,
PB pace. It was a 10-second PB for him. But
he
Dronox.
He choked. So Dragon, when are you
No,
doing
I was
rings?
already behind entering dragonc0. There was no way I was gonna PB.
You fell
Really?
down. You fell down.
Wasn't it
I was behind. I was entering at 1:42.05. There's no way you can beat that in like whatever how many seconds I need for a PB.
Actually, you didn't PB by 4 seconds and you fell down on Dronox, so you could have PB. Even
was a
for
PB,
even
for
with
sure.
5 seconds. It was
Okay.
PB pace.
As I was saying, Dragon, when are you getting the rings?
What rings? Are there rings in this game?
Yes, there are rings. There are some pretty cool rings, like the
Powering
Super
the
Legend ring.
double edges ring.
Double Edge ring is also pretty good. Whimsical ring. No, that's from Aces only.
There's only one ring that's worth my time, and that's a
Red
Rosen
ring.
ring.
Super Legend ring. Best ring ever.
Best ring.
Best ring ever. But hey, getting the power ring level 2 really made a difference this time. Because in execution and other things, Dragon was actually going harder. Some things didn't go as planned. For example, we didn't have a 6-second dig dogger. That was a thing.
Yeah, that definitely lost me some time there.
Manhandler was
right.
better for Dragon. I know that.
Slightly.
Yeah, mine was bad.
Well,
I
you
got right
also
to
got
D4
cut by Rosa.
RNG. D4
Oh.
keys. Oh my god.
Oh yeah,
They were
D4.
both in front of the
Oh,
screen.
yeah, I lost-
There's no way I could have hit that. There's no way.
I lost 4 hearts on keys on the. I think it was the only bad thing on D4 for me. I lost 4
couldn't.
hearts on keys before the slingshot chest. I lost 4 hearts. That's a
But you
lot.
had a potion.
I lost 4
Yes.
hearts in the pit room before the boss key because apparently I got corner pixeled on the platform 3 times in a
Oh.
row.
That
Oh.
jump sucks.
Stupid
Never go
that
for
you
that
don't-
jump.
Dude, I was on there 3 times and the game is like, no, you have to be a pixel higher.
Oh,
I was on the corner, dude. I
So
was
yeah,
definitely on
without that, and without getting caught by Rosa, I don't know why you did that.
I got fucked.
Yeah,
I tried
without
to set
that,
an
It
I
was a
tried to fix
pretty.
my RNG and I went too risky on that.
I guess so. Without that, it was another easy PB. A double PB in a race would be pretty sick, but unfortunately, one of the runners was better today, and the other was a fraud. I'm sorry,
Like-
Dragon.
now if I PB, it need to be sub 140,
Yeah.
which
The
is
second never sub 140.
No, you don't
It's
have
still
to be
very
sub
difficult.
140 to PB.
yeah. It's if I do 140.06 maybe.
And 140.05. I think a 140.04 does it also. I'm not sure. You have to
And a 140, which is not sub 140.
Whatever. Anyway, you are less than a minute behind world record now,
Yes.
so it can happen someday, sometime.
Uh,
But it's not gonna happen today because the race is over. You're gonna go 1-1 and get on reset point. Next race is Sunday, I think.
Yes, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Sunday.
Sunday. On a good time for. I mean, it's not a good time technically for the USA stuff, but
Yeah, 9 a.m. EDT, and for us it's 3 p.m.
9 a.m.
It's 3 p.m. for us. If I'm correct.
I think it will be. I don't know if it changes to EST, maybe.
It changed, yes.
Yes.
It's 3 p.m.
Okay, so it's not technically a better time for the Americans, but 2 Americans commentating that instead of me doing it again. It's over. The EU party is over. Okay, so as I said, Sunday, third race. Trying to get the reset, Sagaz? Do you feel confident to get the 139 in the next race?
139? Yes,
easy.
I will have it.
At least I hope you can. Alright, I think we can wrap that up then. Amazing races, amazing time, but
Thank
we can still finish the tournament on Sunday, but hopefully it will go on for another set. Shut up, Dragon. Do you not want to play this game?
I don't want to play this game.
So you have to be strong on next race.
You have to be fast, not strong.
Yeah, it's fast and strong.
You're gonna be strong. I have to be fast.
Oh.
We'll see how fast you are when you don't have your 3 warp.
True. I said on one of our race, you will PB, Dragon. I never expected that I will PB, but you will PB for sure.
Nope.
Yes, you will.
Hopefully you will PB next time rather than at the second set. Just get a 139 next time. Easy.
Peasy.
We need a 139 when you can do a 135.
Oh my!
Can you?
No. But I can dream.
What's your sum of best, now that we're on the topic?
Oh, speaking about sum of best. Mine now is sub 148. It's 147.59.
148?
38,
wow.
sorry.
Okay.
Which is good.
I was about to say, wow, 148. I have a 142, I think. So I'm better than you.
Yeah, you are.
Not even close. Okay. Let's just get it here because we're going overtime maybe. GG's to both. Congrats Sagaz on the huge PB. And good luck for the next race.
I just wanted to say, going overtime with awesome race that we did, we are like, we have almost 5 minutes now.
I guess.
So yeah.
I don't know if we're supposed to have 2 hours or something like that for this. I don't know.
Yes.
Whatever. The interview has gone on for long enough. As I said, GG's, good luck. Keep practicing, except not Dragon because he already left the call. Bye bye. See you on Sunday.
Goodbye.